the House with regards to the bills for amendments that he read out. And the one with regards to the report of a bill for an act to amend the Criminal Code Act, Cap C-38, Laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 2004, blah, blah, blah. I think there are some assumptions here that are not valid in the light of current realities around the world, including Nigeria. When these laws were passed, it was assumed, based on strong norms and tradition, that only men may defile a girl or a baby, or only men may rape a woman or a girl. From what we know now, the world has changed. Sometimes the moral levels have collapsed, and we now have to deal with complicated issues of child abuse. We have cases reported around the world, Nigeria inclusive. They may not be in the headlines because people are ashamed to talk about them, where young boys are violated by gay men. Whereas gay is still illegal, but the truth is there are boys who have reported being molested by adults. So I thought that whereas the use of the word boy or woman was appropriate at the time, as things start now, the proper word to use is any person, whether the person is a girl or a boy, a woman or a man who is molested or forcefully violated. I think they should also be subject to the same punishment. There are a lot of things happening behind the scene that people don't want to talk about. But the truth is, I know of very highly placed men who have been found guilty of defiling or forcefully coercing a boy to have, these gay practices. So I think that we should take those into account in making amendments. So that rather specify girl or woman, boy, girl or woman, I think the more appropriate word would be, if any person does anything, the word person will cover whether man or woman. Or if we want greater clarity, we can emphasize whether a boy or a girl. It's a pity that in this country, many of these cases are not reported, but you find that in Europe, not a few otherwise responsible men have been found involved in defiling small boys. And so women locking up a man and forcing them to do things against their wish. So I feel we should replace, whenever we use the word boy, we should also put, a girl, we should also put boy. Whenever we put woman, we should also put man. Or otherwise, we use one word, person. That person could be a boy or a girl, a man or a woman. Just to reflect the reality of the fact that things have changed beyond our imaginations. Thank you, Mr. President. And the same thing is covered in all the provisions. And so when I was governor, some judges complained that they found that the penalty for defilement is even smaller. It's less than the penalty for rape. I thought defilement is a much more serious offense than rape. When a man of 20 years old, 40 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old defile a baby of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, people like that should be in prison for at least 10 years. Because they would have destroyed those babies innocently before they grow up. So defilement should attract more punishment than rape. Thank you, Mr. President. In supporting, in fact, if you look at my notes, I also added 10 years. Because these are serious offenses, and sometimes they lead to permanent injury to those who are victims. Even 10 years is still very, very lenient. But perhaps this is also the opportunity to reiterate what I said earlier. namely that we shouldn't limit it It should not be limited to boy or girl, man or woman. It should also, it should not be restricted to boy or girl or man and woman. It should include boys and men.
Well, the preponderance of opinion is that stricto sensu that you are expected to second. That will be additional prayer.
Okay.
That means that's the additional amendment.
I stand corrected, Mr. President.
That means you are amending the motion. You are amending the motion. You are not seconding the motion.
Yes, I thought I can amend it subject to his...
No. Okay, so when we come to further amendment, we can ask you. So let us hear from the Senior Senator Nwebo.
And for greater clarity, it should include boy or man. So if I would dare read it, it should be something like, wherever you have girl, add boy. Wherever you have man, wherever you have woman, add man. So I so move, Mr. President.
The distinguished colleagues, in view of the confusion generated by the title Supplying Drugs or Instruments to Procure Abortion, and in view of the confusion as to whether there is a child or not, the person will go to 5 years imprisonment. That means for taking any drug at all. The inelegance of it all, the opposite Senate President has proposed a motion that we step down further consideration of this bill and then refer it to our Committee on Judiciary and Legal Matters to get back to us in 2 weeks. Distinguished Senator Oshiomole, a strong leader and member of this August Assembly, has seconded it. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Mr. Senate President, please, may I speak? I'm a woman, and abortion has to do with women. It's very important, sir.
Let us go to clause. This has been stepped down in totality. Yes, you, distinguished senator, distinguished senator. This has been stepped down in view of the conviction, but if you have anything to add, you can say.
Thank you very much, sir. Senator Natasha Akpabio, Kogi Central. Sir, this borders on abortion. And
yes, Senator. Your mic.
Mr. President, we have been tutored over and over that when a matter has been concluded and you have dropped the gavel, in this particular case, to allow for more conversation, if you grant exemption to distinguish to Natasha, then you must extend the same extension to us, in which case our rules will become meaningless. I think the rules should be obeyed. We have said more discussion, which allow her to make any input, and I also intend to make more input. I think that is the whole essence of deferring it. To continue the debate, many of us will rather debate it here. So I think my distinguished sisters should agree that these are the rules. And those rules have to be followed. If you begin to exercise discretion of granting exemption here, you have to grant exemption there, and here we shall have no rules.
Okay,
I think the rules should be fair, and they should be applied the way you have done, even when I try to...
Distinguished Senator Oshiomole, I must add that I'm not a spirit to know what the senator wanted to say. The senator said, I want to say something. But if I knew, I would have referred her to Rule 52, sub 6. Rule 52, sub 6 says, it shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the Senate has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion for rescission. So since the Senate has come to a conclusion and has stepped down this, it shall be out of order. So I rule Senator Natasha out of order. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Well, Mr. President, sitting as chair, since we have stepped that down, the next bill I believe we can take, still while sitting as committee of the whole, is the second bill out of the three that were taken.